Good morning, viewers. This is Kasturi Day. Today, I'm going to start with the tissue chapter of the ICSE syllabus, class 9. Okay, it's a biology chapter. So I'm starting with that today. So before I start, I will request you to please do subscribe to get the notification of my next videos, as also please share and do press the like button so that all the people who are uh, viewing these videos, they can be benefited from these videos. Okay, so uh, and also do meditate before sitting to studies, that I'm telling you from the last few videos, that will increase your concentration as well as your memory power. Okay, so let me start with today's chapter, that is tissues. See, what is a tissue? A tissue is a similar cell which performs a specific function, which is they are called the team of workers. It's a group of cells. Okay, we know cell is the basic unit of life, structure and functional unit of life. Now, a group of cells which are functioning, which are doing a similar function, that is known as a tissue. Okay, so they are also called the team of workers. Okay, now the tissues can be divided into two parts. Two types of tissues are there, plant tissues and animal tissues. Now the plant tissues may be meristematic or permanent, whereas animal tissues may be epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous system, muscle tissues and nervous tissues. So these are the two types of tissues. Okay, we know living beings are of two types, that is plants and animals. So plant tissues are different and animal tissues are different. So plant tissues are divided into two types, that is meristematic and permanent tissues, whereas animal tissues have four types of tissues, that is epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. Next, we are coming to the plant tissues. Now we are on the topic of plant tissues. So plant tissues, I told you, they are meristematic and permanent. Now meristematic means dividing, the tissues which can divide. So meristematic tissues can also be called dividing tissues, whereas permanent tissues are non-dividing tissues. They cannot divide. These tissues cannot divide. Okay. Now, this meristematic tissues are of three types, that is apical or terminal meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral or cambium. Okay. Now, permanent tissues are of three types, that is protective, supportive, and conductive. Okay. The meristematic tissues, as they can divide, they add to the growth of the plant. Okay, due to these meristematic tissues, as the cells can divide, the plant can grow both in height as well as in width. Okay, but in permanent tissues, as they do not divide, as they cannot divide, the cells cannot divide. So therefore, these tissues, they give some support action to the plant, like protection, supporting to gives some support to the plant, or they produce they help in conduction. Okay, next is now meristematic tissues. Okay, now meristem came from the Greek word merizine. Okay, the meristem word, meristematic, no? So the meristem word came from the Greek word merizine, which means it can divide, to divide. Okay, so this meristematic will be, I told you meristematic tissues can divide. So this division word, the divide word, came from this meristem. Okay, next is, what are the characteristics of the meristematic tissues? Okay, see, I told you three types of meristematic tissues are there. One is apical, which lies in the apex of the roots or stems. This is the stem picture we are seeing. So this the apical meristem lies in the apex of the stem. Okay. Now the intercalary meristem lies above and below the nodes. Okay. And lateral meristem lies on the nodes, okay, and they give what? They give the width, help in the uh, uh, width of the, help it to grow, I mean the help the plant to grow its width. Now, this meristematic tissues, they are found at all the growing points of the plant, where the plants can grow, the points where the plant has the growth option. There only these types of tissues are found. Meristematic tissues are found, mainly the root tips, the stem tips, the branch tips, etc. Okay, they're also found between the bark and the wood of the trees, which leads to the growth of the diameter of the stem. Okay, they're also found where? Between the bark and the wood of the trees, where this meristematic tissues are there, which helps to grow in the diameter of the stem. Okay, the stem diameter grows due to this meristem. The stem diameter grows due to this meristem, that is lateral meristem. Excuse me. Now, the chief characteristics are the cells are generally small and usually cubical. The cells of this meristematic tissues, they are generally small and usually cubical. Their walls is thin, and the nuclei is large with almost absence of vacuoles. Okay, vacuoles are generally almost absent. The cells are tightly packed with almost no intercellular spaces. Okay, no, the cells are very tightly packed with almost no intercellular spaces. The cells can actively divide to add new cells to the plant, so that new cells can be added to the plant, and the new cells which are produced are then transferred into mature permanent tissues. Okay, so this process goes on. Okay, so what do we see? That the plants, one thing you must have noticed that plants can grow throughout their life, but animals cannot. So the plants' meristematic points, the tissues, the growth points of the plants, uh, they carry on this division. This meristematic tissues or the growth points, they carry on their division throughout their life. And so therefore, they add to the growth of the plant. Okay, and when these cells are, these new cells, these meristematic cells, which when they mature, they transform them into permanent tissues, mature permanent tissues. Okay. Now, see, this is the picture of the meristematic cells. See, there is a thin cell wall, nucleus is large, practically no vacuoles is there, and their cells are very tightly packed without any intercellular spaces between them. Cytoplasm is spread throughout the cells. Okay. See, this is the picture of the colored picture of the meristematic tissues. This is the actual cell, and this is the cell division going on. Here, in this also cell division going on, in this also cell division is going on. Okay. So next picture, next will be apical meristem. Meristematic tissues, I told you 3 types of meristematic tissues are there: apical, intercalary, and lateral. So first we come to apical meristem. The apical meristem, where they are located and what is their function. Okay, so apical meristem are located at the tip of the stem, root, etc. Tip of the stem, root, etc. Apex of the root, stem, etc. That's why it's known as apical meristem, as they are found in the apex of the roots and the stems. Then function, even in the apex of the branches also. Then what is the function? Increases the height of the plant. Both ways. If it is on the roots increase their length, and also if it is on the stem, then the stem grows in height. So increase the height of the plant. Next, see, this is the picture of the apical meristem. See, this is the apex of the plant. These are the leaves type of coming out. So this portion has the apical meristem, okay, which grows and divide and add to the new cells, which which helps to increase the plant height of the plant. Okay, this is the picture of the root. This is the stem and this is the root. So see, this is the apex. This is the apex of the stem. This is the apex of the root. Okay, so this is the picture. You can see magnified picture of the apical meristem. This the cells which again divide, and redivide to help the plant to grow in height. Okay. It's another picture. You can see the apical meristem here. This is the root cap. Okay. This is the apical meristem, which are the cells which are dividing, and the root is growing downwards. Now we come to intercalary meristem. I told you this intercalary meristem is found at the base of the leaves or the internode. Okay. It increases the length of the internode. Its function is mainly to increase the length of the internode. Okay, base of the leaves, this intercalary meristem is found, and it increases the length of the internode. See, this is the picture. These are the internodes. This is the nodes. Okay, so you can say that they are found at the nodes. Okay. Base of the leaf, that is at the nodes. Okay, and this increases the length of the internode. See here, the zone of elongation, it elongates. Intercalary meristem is found here just above the node. Okay, in the internode it's found, and see, it's increasing the length of the internode. It's increasing here. It has increased so much. These are the nodes, and this between the two nodes is the internode, and here is the intercalary meristem present. Okay, so it helps to increase the height of the internode. Okay, see, this is the picture. You can see this is the node, and these are the intercalary meristem. Next, we come to lateral meristem. Lateral meristem is located just below the bark. Okay, just below the bark. That is the skin of the plant. Okay, just in the old, the bigger plants, just below the bark, we can say that the skin layer outside the woody layer of the this one plants, that is known as bark, and just below that you can find the lateral meristem. What is its function? It increases the diameter of the stem. Okay, next we come to the picture of the lateral meristem. See, this is the phloem, this is the vascular cambium, this is the xylem, this is what do you say, phloem and xylem are conductive tissues. Okay, this is the endodermis, this is the pith. So cambium is here between the phloem and the xylem. The cambium is this line. Sorry. You can see this is the picture. Actually, the primary phloem is there, primary xylem is there, and the interfascicular cambium, fascicular cambium or fascicular cambium. This is the interfascicular cambium, one fascicular cambium, another fascicular cambium, and the in between two xylem vessels, xylem bundles, there is one interfascicular cambium. And that interfascicular and fascicular cambium is together known as vascular cambium. Okay. So this is the cambium which lies between the xylem and the phloem. Okay, connecting each other, forming a total vascular cambium. This increases the diameter of the stem. Next, we come to the permanent tissues. See, permanent tissues, as I told you, they are non-dividing cells and they have a particular shape and permanent functions. Okay. They have some particular shape and they have permanent functions. So first function is protective tissues or simple epidermis. First type of permanent tissue is known as protective tissue or simple epidermis, we call it. So they are found at the surface of the roots, stems, or the leaves. Surface layer of the roots, stems, or leaves, they have this simple epidermal layer, which is a permanent tissue, and they are protective tissues, you can call it, because their main general function is, the main function is protection of the roots, stems, and the leaves, the underlying tissues of the roots, stems, and the leaves. So next is supportive tissue. Okay. Next, another one is complex conductive or vascular tissues. Supportive tissue I'll discuss later on. So first, I tell you the another one tissue, that is complex conductive or vascular tissues. It has these tissues have more than one type of cells working as a one unit. That is, we know that xylem, phloem, and cambium also there. All together, they form a one unit, and they function in a single unit, as a single unit. Next, this protective tissues, they have that one celled thickness, and these cells with thick walls. So these protective tissues, their characteristic is feature is they have one cell thickness. The cells are one cell thick, and these cells have thick walls. One cell thick, and they have thick walls. Okay. Then these are found on the surface of the roots, stems, and the leaves. As I told you, epidermis is covered with cuticle. So cuticle, excuse me, this one cell thickness, that is the cuticle, that protects the roots, stems, and the leaves from any damage. Okay, and also they do not dry up. So that is also protection. Now we come to supportive tissue. Okay. Now supportive tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So supportive tissues are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Okay. Next. Now, where is parenchyma located? Parenchyma is found in the soft parts of the plant, that is cortex and the pith. Okay. Now, what is the characteristic of parenchyma? Parenchymatous cells are thin-walled. Okay. Parenchymatous cells are thin-walled. They are living cells, and they are oval and round or round in shape. These cells, these parenchymatous cells, they are oval or round in shape. They are living cells. They have thin walls, and cells have dense cytoplasm as they are living. So the protoplasm, the cytoplasm is very dense, and they also possess a large central vacuole. Next is, what is their function? Function is they act as a packing tissue, which helps in storing food, helps in photosynthesis. If chloroplast is present in them, then these parenchymatous cells are known as sclerenchyma. As chloroplast is present, so they are known as sclerenchyma, and they help in photosynthesis. Then they provide temporary mechanical support to the plant. So packing is a fun function. Storing of food is another function. If chloroplast present, and it is known as sclerenchyma, they can also perform photosynthesis, that is manufacture food, and also give temporary mechanical support to the plant. So this is the parenchymatous cells. They look like this. See, this is the nucleus, large central vacuoles are there. Then intercellular spaces are there, and they are living. So dense protoplasm is also there. Now we come to collenchyma. Colon means glue. Okay. So from that, collenchyma has been named. Okay. So they are located in the leaf stalks and below the epidermis of the stems. Okay. So first, this epidermis is there. So just below that epidermis, in the leaf stalks, generally they are found. Collenchyma cells tissues are found. Sorry. Yes. Then feature, these cells are elongated, and cells have thick walls at the corners. These cells, collenchymatous cells, they are elongated. They have thick walls at the corners. Why? because they have lignin. Now they give mechanical support to the plant parts. As they have thick walls, they can give mechanical support to the plant parts. See, excuse me. The corners are thick, you can see. There's a cytoplasm, the intercellular spaces are there, nucleus is there, and thick cell wall, you can see. So this is the TS of the Sclerenchyma. This is a longitudinal section, and this is the transverse section, you can see. Okay. Now we come to Sclerenchyma. Sclerose. Sclerose. The Sclerenchyma came from the word sclerose. Sclerose means hard. Okay. The cells which have a hard covering. Okay. So they are found in the leaf veins, and the hard covering of the seeds. The sclerenchymatous cells, they are located in the leaf veins, in the veins where the sclerenchymatous tissues are there, and also they are found in the hard coverings of the seeds. Okay. Next is the cells. These cells, how they look like? They are dead. Okay. Sclerenchymatous cells are dead tissues, dead cells, and cells are without protoplasm. And they have thick walls due to the deposition of lignin. Okay, sclerenchymatous cells have lignin, and that's why the cells are thick, but not in Sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma cells are thick, but they do not have the deposition of lignin. Okay. Now, what is the function? They help to protect the plant and the plant parts. As they have thick walls and deposition of lignin is there, they can help the plant to protect and plant and its plant parts can be protected by these sclerenchymatous tissues. Next, we see the picture of the sclerenchymatous tissues. These are the longitudinal section, longitudinal view of the sclerenchyma. So they have thick walls. Okay. And these are the lignin which is found, thick cell walls having lignin at the in the cells. Okay, cell walls. Next we come to some complex conductive tissues. Okay, so another tissue, another type of tissue in the plant is complex conductive tissues. Now, complex conductive tissue, this is also a supporting tissue. Okay. So this is a vascular tissue, we can call it, and they are of two types. One is xylem, another is phloem. Now, the xylem are of 4 types of cells are there, or rather tissues, and phloem also have 4 types of tissues. So xylem are, the 4 types are tracheids, Xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, and vessels. Tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. Even phloem also, sieve tube, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. Okay. So what is the feature of xylem? The tracheids, I am telling you the different types of cells which the xylem has and their features also. The tracheids, they are the dead cells. Okay, the tracheids are dead cells. They are elongated with tapering ends. Okay, their ends are tapering. They are elongated and their ends are tapering. Then vessels, the vessels have cells, again, they are also dead, but their cells are tubular, long tube-like. These tracheid cells were elongated with tapering ends, but these vessel cells are tubular, cylindrical type, with thick and lignified cell wall whose end walls are open. Okay. It's a vessel, no, tube-like vessel. So this something can pass through. So they have the walls, end walls are open, only the cell wall is lignified. Now, xylem parenchyma, these cells are living. Okay, xylem parenchyma cells are living, but xylem fibers, again, these cells are also dead. So tracheids, vessels, and xylem fiber cells are dead cells. Here also, xylem fibers also, they are thick-walled, long and narrow with tapering ends. Okay, long and narrow with tapering ends. Now, what is the function of the xylem? The tracheids, they provide mechanical support and conducts water. So two functions for tracheids, mechanical support and water conduction. Then vessels, their only function is to conduct water. Xylem parenchyma helps in storing food, also help to conduct water laterally. Laterally they can conduct water and they can store food also. Then xylem fibers, only mechanical support they can give. Okay. Next is the picture of the xylem vessel. Xylem. Okay. This is the ground tissue, the side tissues which they have. See, this is the tracheid. Okay, these are the tracheids. This is the vessels. These are the pits. Okay, this is a xylem vessel element. This look like this one, pipe tube-like. So pitted walls, you can see this is the tracheids, which is having pitted walls. Okay. Now we come to phloem. Now phloem, the features of phloem is they have sieve tubes, they have companion cells, they have phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Now the sieve tubes are long, elongated and tube-like, and they're placed end to end. One end ending, another end is joining that. So placed end to end, and the cell wall contains pores. So the end walls are perforated. That is sieve plates, from which the cells are named as sieve tubes, because they have the end walls are perforated like sieve plates. Okay. So their cells are elongated and tube-like, placed end to end, and the cell walls contain pores. So the end walls are perforated. That's why they are called sieve plates. Okay, then comes the companion cells. These cells are thin-walled with active cytoplasm. The companion cells, they are thin-walled with active cytoplasm in it. And phloem parenchyma, the cells are thin-walled, and the phloem fibers, the cells are dead. Phloem fiber cells are dead cells. Now, what is the function of these cells? Sieve tubes, they translocates food, that is transport food from one place to another. Okay, then companion cells, they help the sieve tubes in translocation of food. So main function is the sieve tube doing, that is translocating the food, and companion cells, they helping the sieve tubes for translocating the food. Okay, then phloem parenchyma stores food, and phloem fibers, as they are dead cells, they give only the mechanical support to the plant. Okay, next is, this is the picture of the phloem. See, this is the phloem parenchyma, this is the companion cell, and this is the sieve tube element. This is the sieve plate, perforations are there, and the sieve tube element which is passing through. See, this is the perforation. These are the perforations which are present. Okay. Okay. So in my next class, I'll start with animal tissues. So I've ended this phloem, this plant tissues I've ended. Okay, if you have any doubt, please to write in the comment box. And also you can also to refer to my email ID, that is kasturi74@gmail.com. Please write it. I will not mind anything if you write in the this one email ID. Please to write in the if you have any doubt, write in the my mail ID. If you have any doubt, please do write. Okay, I'll be happy to answer your questions. Okay. So, please to subscribe to get the notification of my next video. And also do share with your friends, press the like button so that your friends can also be benefited from these videos. Okay. And don't forget to meditate before you're sitting, if you're sitting for the studies, for the day's studies, so that can increase your memory power and also increase your concentration. Okay. So thank you for watching and have a good day.